This week we're building a really simple cabinet and putting a fun twist on it. We're the White family. We live in rural Alaska, and for us it's DIY all day, every day.
What a mess you have in here.
I know. I haven't cleaned today, and this is what happens when I don't clean today.
I cleaned up today.
2 hours ago.
No, I did not. Did you see that?
No, but normally I'm straightening constantly.
Oh, come on now.
Did you guys get a ton of board games for Christmas too? So our dining room table looks like most every family's dining room table during the day, and it's full of board games and crafts and homework and coloring books and all that good stuff. And I really want to encourage my kids to do all these things, but I still like having all of our meals at a table. So what I'm going to do is build a side cabinet in my dining room that is very close to the table and very easy for the kids to put their games away and take them out, and that way we can transition from family time to dinner time and back to family time really quickly. And there's just this little space over here, and you know it's only a couple feet from the table, so I think this would be the perfect spot for it. And I could put maybe some art over it or a floral, so bring a little bit of decor to the dining room. And then the cabinet itself, I want to keep it pretty plain, but I have an idea for the doors to make it really fun, because this is the fun cabinet. This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to build a carcass out of 3/4 inch plywood. You'll need about half a sheet. And then I'll put a 1x3 face frame on the front and then just add a door. But since it's pretty plain looking, I'm going to spruce up the door a little bit. Alright, so I already got started working on this project. I got all of the pieces cut out, used a table saw to cut the plywood, just ripped into strips first and then cross cut. You can also use a circular saw to do that, and then a miter saw to cut all the 1x boards. But I still have one cut left to make. I'm going to cut the bottoms out of the sides of the cabinet to look like false legs, if you will. And I'm going to use a circular saw. You can also use a jigsaw, and a lot of times I do. The circular saw is a little bit nicer because it'll cut straighter, but you have to finish the cuts. I'll probably have to finish the cut with a jigsaw or a handsaw. So you want to do this make the cuts with the face up, and then finish it so the finished cuts are on the back side.
How's that?
While I'm here, I'm going to clean it up with some sandpaper. So, got one panel done. Alright, I got my two side panels cut out, and I'm going to start assembling the carcass. So the first step is the sides get attached to the top from the underside. I'm just going to use pocket holes that we pre-drilled already. And these are 1 1/4 inch pocket holes. Alright, so I'm going to add the shelf in there. So, alright. Here's the carcass done. I'm going to move on to the face frame. These are the face frame boards, and a face frame is basically just trim that goes on the front. And I like to build the face frame first and then attach the entire face frame to the front of the cabinet. So that's the top, and I like to run the top past the legs so that you don't have a butt end of a board sticking up on the top, so I like to do it that way. And then this way, and then this guy's gonna go down here. I'm just gonna screw it all together. That's the completed face frame. It's going to go on the front of the cabinet. Like that. So I'll nail it on place. So whenever we use nails or staples, we should always glue. And if you don't see us doing it, it's because we can't get everything on camera every time. And I'm sorry if it appears that we skip a step, but that's not the case. We always use glue.
We never skip a step.
Never.
Ever.
Ever.
Nail it.
And I'm going to put it back on it, but I'm not going to do that yet because I want to work on the door. So I got the door mostly done, but since this is such a basic piece and it's going to be in my dining room where there's really not a lot going on, I wanted to add a little bit of interest to the piece so it's not just functional, it's decorative. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I cut some 1x3s of 45s, and I've put this all on the plan, so if you want to do this too, it's very easy. But I'm going to put these guys in like that, and then these guys like this, so the furniture door almost becomes sculptural and has a little bit more interest and some movement to it, and it's not just another plain old cabinet that stores Ballroom games. So, just like that, it all fits in there. Clamp it, screw it. So somebody was asking about the Kreg jig, and you guys see me a lot using it, and the reason that I love it so much, and there are other methods of joinery, and I'm not saying that discrediting any of the other methods, but I love it because it's so versatile. So you saw me put the carcass together, you saw me put the face frame together, and now I'm going to put these angled boards together. It's just a really versatile tool. It allows you to join boards edge to edge, which is difficult to do. So I'm a fan. You don't have to have the automatic Kreg jig that you see me using. The K5 that I use for my 2x material, that thing's fabulous and does everything you need it to do. So I only put one pocket hole in here because it's all it really needs, and I'm going to put it back on and glue it in. That was the last pocket hole. I'm going to see how it fits. Looks cool. And put it in there, just like that. I'll get it back on it. Having a really hard time trying to figure out what color I want to paint it, and my house has these really saturated wood beams in it, so everything kind of has to be neutral in the house so you're not competing with the wood beams. So black, white, gray tones really work good in my house, but my first thought is white because I like everything white, but what I'm concerned of is the dust is going to collect in there and it's going to show really bad on white and be very unforgiving. So the same is true of black. It'll show dust just like a black car can look really dirty fast. A black piece of furniture does too. So I'm thinking this charcoal color will be really striking on the project and will be the lowest maintenance choice that I could choose. So we'll see how it turns out. this is where the hinges go. This is where the knob goes. We can surface mount them. They're black and very sealed, but I prefer them to be crack mounted. I know that's not the right way of saying it, but it's definitely the... There's no question what you mean. I gotta find it all.
Look at that. Boy.
All right, we gotta throw at least one shelf in there.
How does that look?
It's beautiful.
Okay. What do you want to do? Throw a shelf in there?
Yeah, I got the plywood right there. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way.
You got any shelf pins, babe?
I was thinking we just pocket hole it in.
Oh.
We can try this away with 2 shelves would be nice.
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll just get a cheater block in here. Call it a cheater block. More or less just gives us a guide.
Thank you, that's perfect.
What's up, baby? Where do you want it?
Dead center here.
Dead center.
Too funny. I like this because it's kind of like a play button. You know, like the big play button. So a little bit playful, but it's still classy enough to go in my dining room. Thanks for tuning in this week. We're glad we got to be able to share this project with you. We'll make sure we'll put the plan link in the description so you can build it for yourself and use it however it suits you and your family. So we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next Monday.
See ya.